I was asked this question by one of my YouTube community, and that was, well, when I'm hand piecing, how do I get my seams to match? How can I get them perfectly matching so I get that nice crisp intersection? Well, never fear, I've got you covered, because the same technique that I teach for machine actually works for hand piecing as well. Let me show you. It will only take a few minutes. Who am I? I am Kim. This is Quilt with Kim. You, my lovely, are very, very welcome. Come on, let's get on and do it, and you'll be sorted in no time. So what I've got here are two halves of a block. I've just kept it really simple to show you on here. I have already stitched the dark and the light blocks together, and I've done this in an orange so you can see clearly. What I've also done is marked my 1/4 inch seam line, because we're going to stitch these two together. So I suggest when you're hand piecing, you actually draw on your 1/4 inch seam. It does make it a lot easier to follow. One thing that will help you enormously when you are matching your seams is to make sure that you are stitching right to the very end. So there is a little double back stitch at this end and again at this end. I do often get asked under my hand piecing video, well, do you not put a knot, or should you put a knot? And the answer is no, because we don't want knots to feel through our fabric. But if you do a back stitch and then do another back stitch on the spot, that'll lock your stitches into place. So you can see here I've gone right to both ends, and I've done that on both pieces. So I've stitched these together. The seams are pressed, both of them are pressed to the dark side, so that's just normal. And I have drawn my 1/4 inch line on both pieces because that's where I'm going to stitch along. So let's get these nested, and I'll show you my little magic trick for making these match up. The first thing that we're going to do is get them right size together. As normal, we are going to, well, not as normal, but in this pattern anyway, we're going to match dark to the light and light to the dark. And you would notice, because we have pressed the seams to the dark side, when I have put them right sides together with the darks on opposite sides, you will see that those seams go in opposite directions. You see there's a seam there going off towards the dark side on this direction, and because it's in the opposite way on the other side, the seam here goes off to the left, and therefore at the top here they are going in opposite directions. The fabric is falling back on itself. There, can you see? So this one's going to the right, this one's going to the left. That is important because the next stage we need to nest the seam. What that basically means is you've got the seam line underneath, and then these two seams, where the seams join, you can see here that nice sort of line there. That's what we're after. So we're butting this dark flower against this dark flower fabric. And when we've put those together, that's called nesting. What we're going to do is get them into position, and we're going to match up that seam line along here, and we're going to gently roll it up. We want to make sure that at the top here that the raw edges match, and we've got those seams going in opposite directions. And if you look closely, you may not be able to see here, but if we look closely, we can actually see that the two seams are butting up against each other, or nesting. I'm gripping it with my fingers because I do not want it to move around at this stage. And whilst I've got it gripped to within an inch of its life with a death grip, I'm going to get some pins, and I'm going to stick a pin right in that seam line. I'm still holding it whilst I do this, and I'm going to put another pin right next door to it, and then I'm going to put another pin, not that pin, another pin right next door to it again. So I have got 3 pins put in that seam line holding those seams together, and at no time did I let my grip go on that, and I've just gone on the points, the tips of the pins there. So I've gripped that. I can let go now because those pins will hold that in place. If you want to, and it's probably a good idea, is just to get another couple of pins in your fabric, just really to hold it in position so that it doesn't move around whilst we do the next bit. So we can put some more pins in afterwards, but for now those pins there are literally just holding all this straight. So having done that, now we are going to baste it. Okay, what does that mean? If you're new to sewing, it just means you're tacking or holding the two pieces together temporarily. I am going to do that with a nice bright yellow thread that I've got already threaded up here, and my plan is that you will be able to see this because I've got all different coloured threads to show you. So I'm going to do it in a yellow. You can do it any colour you like, but if you've got some old thread kicking around, that's perfect for any basting or tacking. Basting and tacking are pretty much the same thing as far as this technique is concerned. Having got my needle threaded up, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to baste just across this line, or tack just across this little section here. So if I find my needles, I'm probably just tacking for about an inch. And all that means we're going to do some untidy, if you like. So untidy large stitches, and that is going to hold this bit together temporarily. Okay, I'm just going to start with a little back stitch. That's really just to stop the thread pulling out, and it doesn't have to be tidy. It's actually quite difficult doing this in mid-air. It does not have to be tidy in the slightest. See, that's that's just come out. Let me put it down and do it, and I might find it a lot easier. Where I am sewing this, by the way, and I'm doing this tacking, is literally just within the seam allowance above that 1/4 inch line. So if there's the 1/4 inch line just here, just along here, and there is the raw edge, and that is my seam allowance, I am doing my basting stitch just this side of that line. Okay, I've just pulled that thread out again. Goodness me. Let's concentrate instead of chatting to you just for a minute. Let's get that stitch in place and hold it so it doesn't come out. That's a bit better. Okay, so can you see that? I've got one stitch in there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch carefully. So these are big stitches. As I said, they don't have to be pretty. They can be your worst stitches ever, and you can revel, is that the right word, in having messy stitches. I'm literally just going to go along here for a few stitches. Okay, I think that's caught on a needle, and that's probably all I need to do. I don't think I need to do anything more than that. Let's just clip that and put my needle on my needle holder. There we go. So what we have got here is a basting line. Can you see there, a tacking line that's within the seam allowance, and it's just going across over where those pins are to just a little bit the other side. So that is about an inch, inch and a half. It doesn't need to be exact. What you're doing is holding that little section together there where the seams have nested. Now what you can do is take the pins out, and then you can open it up and do a little grand reveal, and you can do yourself a drum roll if you like. Open it up. I don't know if this is going to match either. Look at that! Da, da, da. Can you see there? That is a perfectly matched seam in the centre. And if that is the case, that is marvellous. Don't sneeze, don't breathe, don't pass go. Do collect £200. So that's Monopoly, just in case you're wondering what on earth I'm talking about. And by the way, if this hasn't matched, then it's really easy to take out those little tacking stitches, those basting stitches that's coming up really easily, and you can repin and you can re-tack again. So I've closed it back up again. Now I'm going to spend a moment or two matching those raw edges up and the sides up nice and neatly. Now I'm going to put some pins in. And I put my pins in perpendicularly. Is that a word? Perpendicularly. I'll put my pins in at right angles to the edge. And then when I am stitching along, then that holds it in place as I'm stitching. What I'm going to do is stitch along this line here to join these two halves together, just like you would normally to join two halves together. And I have done one earlier, which is just here. You can see it is exactly the same. So there's the stitch line that I have now made. That's now in this dark blue. You can see I've still got my basting stitch just going along there, on my tacking stitch in the yellow. And then when I open it out, then we have a beautifully matched seam in the center, and that is exactly how you match those seams when you are hand piecing. And by the way, if you do not want to take that tacking stitch out because life might be too short, then don't, because it is hidden in the seam allowance and your secret will be very safe with me. I do hope this has helped. If it has, please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell. I will love you and I shall leave you, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.